Well, it's been a minute since we've been at Elmley, and it's got off to an amazing start. Oh my gosh. I just got off before the main bridge, the Sheppey Crossing, and there's a flock of buzzards. I mean, I tried to get more than sort of 2 or 3 in the frame, but it was hard. They were spread out. But yeah, just check this out. It's amazing. This camera is so bad at panning, but I tried to take sort of a few second clips and slow it down to make them watchable, because yeah, I've got to get a better camera for videoing. This is horrendously bad, but there's enough here. Yeah, I mean, I came off to go on the Kingsfray Bridge, and as I want to do, I'll stop and have a look for the cattle egrets, but there weren't any. But then I saw a buzzard, and then I saw another buzzard, and I followed this buzzard till it landed on a post. And I looked up and I thought, are those gulls? No, they're not. It was like a flock of about 10 or 15 buzzards all circling, and I filmed them for a little while. Yeah, this is, wow, what a day to start with. So I've got about 7 hours today. Let's see how much we can fit into it. But yeah, the buzzards were, this kind of circling flock, I don't know what that's all about, because I think I arrived at just the right time. They were circling, they were sort of doing that thing where, 2 or 3 of them come together and have a little friendly scuffle and then fly apart and come back together. But they all eventually drifted east. So yeah, I think I was lucky to arrive when I did, because they didn't hang about. I thought, will I get them here for an hour or so? But no, they all were drifting off somewhere. I don't know, thermals or better food source. So anyway, we're going to go and have a look on the main road into Elmley before going in, because we know we always get something in there. Okay, so far so good. Well, this is why it's quiet out front of the main gate, because it's bang bang. The gun club is in full swing. Yeah, that's going to scare anything off. Oh well, let's just hope they don't hit a buzzard floating past. So here's a little friendly reminder, keep checking your settings. For some reason I must have knocked something, because I just saw a raven, which is quite unusual to spot here, and I started filming and something was wrong when I was adjusting the and the adjustments were changed. I don't know what I knocked, but even though that's a saved setting, so I only got a few seconds of it, but you can see it's a raven. It was flying funny, and well, the raven wasn't flying funny for a raven, but it was flying funny for something I didn't recognize. So this is a friendly reminder, every so often, especially before you do something important, check your settings. Dear oh dear. Well, some great raptor action out the front. I still haven't gone into the reserve yet. A couple of the resident kestrels, they came out just when there was a little bit of cloud cover, and they did their hovering thing, and I was able to pull up alongside and film in full frame. I think I've got to get a little better with my shutter speed, or shutter rate, because their wings are just gonna be blurred. I want the wings, when I slow it down 50%, the wings to be visible. So maybe I should go from 1/60th of a second up to like 1/240th or something like that. But it's just all experimentation to see what works. Well, I've opted not to go down to Marsh. I just don't get a really good feeling about it. I've looked on the WhatsApp group and on bird guides, and nothing's being mentioned down there of note. And it's a drain of energy to go all the way there, stay there for an hour and a half and come back. And there's nothing on the track. When I first drove in, I noticed the kestrel hovering and land, and then something was dangling from its beak, and managed to get just a few seconds of footage of it holding some sort of rodent. And I was hoping for a bit more, like it would walk around, pick it up, take off, but it didn't. It just kept it on the ground and pecked at it for a little while, and then eventually walked away, leaving it there. So, I mean, it stayed on the ground, so maybe it was going to like just have a wander around, maybe give it to a partner or something, or come back. I don't know, but yeah, it didn't come back for it while I was there. Yeah, drove up the track, no real luck. I think I might have seen a linnet on a fence post, and so yeah, nothing. No. I'm just trying to run myself up the track. Came back, and before I came out of the reserve again, I saw a cattle egret go by. So yeah, most of the action seems to be around the front gate. If you hang here long enough, you're going to get buzzards, you're going to get kestrels, ravens, possibly the reports of the hobbies and the merlins might be here, and all the buzzard action. I'm actually south of the bridge again, just to check out if anything new's shown up. And I did, before I came up this track to the river, there was a stock dove, a scruffy looking stock dove. I had to check to see what it was. I always check things on post. Always look at posts when you drive. Well, when you're in a safe position to drive, don't just look at posts on the motorway. Oh, what's that? It's not a good idea. And yeah, posts and any kind of power lines, telephone lines, and look for something where it doesn't look the same as the rest of them. What's that thing, that brown dot, that black dot sitting in the middle or off to one side? It's going to be a bird, probably a buzzard or a kestrel. So yeah, like I said, we'll probably go down and see if the little owl. I'll go for that long of a walk. Brick fields, there's no point in going for the reedlings, because this wind means that they're just not going to come out. So if I just keep going up and down the track with the time I have, an hour, 5 hours and 20 minutes, I just want to increase my chances of any stoats, hedgehogs, anything like that. And there's some good raptor action. Maybe I got some footage today, which I wish a couple of times I would have taken some photos. But anyway, let's get on with it. We're going to, yeah. I run out of things to say. Brakes on, yeah, sorry. As I came out, I got momentarily a couple of goldfinch coming down to a puddle to drink. And I sat there for a little while. Cars, I kept scaring them off. But I got a juvenile having a decent enough drink. Adult came down for a few seconds. But I think I might go back there and wait for other things, because you might get some swallows come down there. It might be worth 10-15 minutes of my time if cars don't go by. While I was out at the front on the main road, I saw a big flock of lapwings go up. We're not getting any here. So I've always wondered what's on the other side by that industrial estate. So I looked what roads I could drive on. I popped over there. And yeah, don't worry about it. There's nothing over. You can't get anywhere. The closest area is a sewage treatment, water treatment works, and you're not allowed to drive in. Everything else around it is industrial estate, locked up gates, etc. So nothing there, but that's where all the waders seem to be. I'm sure I've seen some great egrets over there as well. But anyway, so I went up there and came back, and as soon as I drove in the gate, off we go again with buzzards. There was a light morph just off to the right, which was hovering like a kestrel. I've seen this behavior before. It's pretty cool. So flicked a little bit of video and then flicked to photos, and white out sky. I mean, there's this lovely blue sky around, which is really annoying. But I keep seem to get in these raptors in white, the white sky, the clouds. And it makes such a difference when you see them with blue backgrounds. When I got my sparrowhawk pictures the other day, local to me, as soon as you get them on blue backgrounds, even at a high ISO, they still look crisp. Anyway, there's something floating up there, so we're just going to check out what it is. I was definitely right to stay at the front of the reserve. That hovering buzzard I got, another one just gave me some insane, I mean, I was filling the frame with it. Fantastic footage, absolutely brilliant. And I was able to hold it quite steady. And then I filmed, I got in front of it and managed to film it sort of moving around a bit with a little bit of slowing down, 50%, that will come out. Mwah! A little bit of blue sky in there as well. Better keep an eye, because he went down into the reeds. There's a lot of buzzard out. I've just seen one behind the camera, landed about maybe 50 meters, 100 meters away. But I'm just going to stay here and get footage. I want to get off some nice shots as well. But I want the bird filling the camera frame, and I want it to be blue skies around the edges. because it just looks horrible with the white background. It's just night and day when it's blue skies. So yeah, I'm just going to get all my Buzzard. I'm going to fill my boots with Buzzard footage today. Loving it, great. I'm having a great little session by the old front entrance. Swallows are, well, the juvenile ones are lining up on the barbed wire, and there's been a couple of food passes. It's not the easiest lighting to get photos because the sun keeps coming out. They've got the white underside and the dark upper part, which, you know, get the wrong exposure. The blacks are blacked out or the whites are overexposed. It's a pain in the neck. And there's been one opportunity. I mean, it wasn't even an opportunity. But if you can get this photo, this is the dream photo, is to catch a mid-air food pass between swallows or any kind of hirundine. But I just saw it happen. I was watching it as it happened, went, oh, I wish I'd have got that. But you have to be prepared for that. I mean, you know, you have to see it come in 2 or 3 seconds before, well, 5 seconds before even. I've been getting footage where I could, where the cloud was over the sun. That sort of provides the best exposure. And yeah, just occasionally trying to get a photo of them in flight, but they sort of, you know, that thing where you, as you look at where they're coming from, they're coming towards you, point the camera toward them. As you look in the lens, they've already off that way. But yeah, I'm getting lots of opportunity here. There'll just be a lot of stills on the wires, but some nice video. I don't know what's scaring them. They're all above my head now, about for sort of 15 of them. But yeah, the sort of raptor action's quieting down a little bit. We're just going to go up and down the track. We've got 2 hours and 15 minutes until closing 6 o'clock. So yeah, just hoping for a last minute bit of action on the track. Things usually do come out a bit later in the day. Wind has calmed down a little bit. But yeah, another juvenile there. I've got a lot of footage. It's just one of those things. What else can I get? You're trying to think, what unusual sort of photos or video can I get that's going to keep me here, because I should be going off looking for some other things. How about a little wide angle? Hey, that was nice. It finished up at the swallows with a couple of sand mines showing up. So a bit of video, a bit of photo. There's no such thing as a bit of photo. A bit of video and some photos. And then, as the swallows were getting quite close, so oh, where's it? It's windy as hell. Sorry. Whoop. How about sideways? No, don't be stupid, Justin. This ain't the 80s. Right. Anyway, yeah. So what? All right. It stays off. Oh, it's nice sun. What was I saying? Yeah, seeing as the swallows were landing so close to me, I decided to like zoom as close as my lens would get and try and hold it so it wasn't shaking. I got right up close. Like, I cut the tail out, but that was the point. I just wanted to see how much I could fill the frame with the swallow itself. But yeah, beautiful. I mean, he's tempted to sit there and try and get the photos, but I'm here for lots of different things. I've got quite a lot of footage and photos of those. So yeah, it just feels like that time of night. You can see it. The sun's getting lower. Other things are going to start emerging. I'll tell you what, there is no shortage of kestrels here. Yeah, so much. I mean, you're tempted to film every single one, especially if they hover. Yeah, almost right on cue. As I said, things are picking up. First hare of the evening's been spotted. And I don't realise how close I can get with my 800mm. I was probably, 20, 30 feet away, and I could zoom almost right up to his eye. Yeah, great, beastie looking, healthy, yeah, like a kind of hair. Like a, I'm a hare. Yeah, good stuff. I had a little playing around with the focus. I'm working out the focusing thing with my camera. There's a way of, I'm going to make another video about this thing called back button focus. It works in a different way to photos, and it's really helpful for video, but I'll talk about that in a future video. I've got to work it out so I can explain it properly on screen while I'm seeing it through the viewfinder. Anyway, then I just went past, you can see where I am, just coming up to the turning circle. Just went past a couple of the gates in the field, and there was it looks like a young kestrel playing a bit of like hide and seek, a bit of like, don't look at me, I'm shy, having a little treat. There's a little hope when you see a juvenile like that with the markings that it's a Merlin. I wouldn't be able to tell you 100% of his Merlin. I think if I saw it, I'd go, okay, I can see the difference. It's kind of grey. Not today. If you haven't seen a Merlin for about 3 years, I'm never around at the right point. So we're getting all the pheasants out, and I can see what it is. So what have we got? We've got an hour and a half of up and down the track, and let's hope for an owl today, please. We did. Sorry, I forgot about this. Did have a little bit of Marsh Harrier action earlier on. Got a bit of heat hazy one in the sunshine. Not ideal. Oh, it started off with a Buzzard Bonanza and then ended with a Marsh Harrier Bonanza. It's funny, I never saw any Marsh Harriers in the beginning. I wonder where they were hiding. But one of the juveniles, you can sort of tell by the orangey head, gave me some spectacular footage. It was just the right amount of slight cloud cover and hovering, flying close to the ground. It actually was on the ground for a second. So yeah, I mean, usually when the birds fly and the sky causes them to go into a silhouette and you have to adjust it, it looks rubbish. But when the whole scene has color and texture, it's fantastic. Oh, hello, car, a cab. But yeah, I've still got Kestrels coming over. Wow, yeah, this is like, it's a Kestrel Bonanza here as well. Nothing else. There was a little linnet, gave me a few seconds, and another hare, but mostly buzzards. But yeah, there was a good amount of footage there and a good amount of those guys are keeping a Ford Escort going, an old one. It looks like a sort of a H. What is that? Wait a minute. My uncle's car was a G-Reg, which is I think 1990. So H is 91. That's what is it? 33 years old. Well done. So yeah, I mean, loads and loads to put in there. I mean, yeah, not much else, nothing happening on the track. I think I literally just heard a single yellow wagtail. Just here, I heard a Chetty's warbler just pulled up. So, but there's been no other sort of interesting action. I'm just trying to think. I think, yeah, no owls. It's just been too windy. It's been like 17 to 20 miles per hour. No owls at all, just other bits and pieces, just some geese, cormorants, little egrets, a few grey herons flying around. There was a bittern being spotted apparently. So I think, yeah, I'm going to stop waffling on. That was an okay day. I made the most of it. I'm going to get a nice cup of coffee from Mackie D's and to give me a bit of a buzz on the way home and put some music on, and hope you enjoy the video.